Lagos government confirms introduction of 8,000 naira tax in public schools. Can you imagine? 8,000 naira tax in public schools. Who owns public schools? They're not government-owned schools. So why that 8,000 naira tax? Is it for teachers or the schools have to pay the 8,000 naira tax? I don't understand what this guy is trying to do. When the schools are not even well funded, maybe they want these parents now because they will distribute the tax among the school children and their parents to pay. The school, what is the school doing to pay tax? Is it not the school fees from the families and the children that they're going to use to pay it? Oh, wow. The Lagos State government has explained why it introduced 8,100 levy in public primary and secondary schools across the state, saying it is the duty of parents to pay tax. Can you imagine? Can you imagine? They want to collect tax from parents in public schools. Parents and guardians have been outraged over introduction of tax in Lagos public schools, criticizing government's decision. The Commissioner for Basic and Secondary Education, Mr. Jamil Ali Balogun, said the misconception of parents and guardians on the payment of 8,100 naira tax levy as school fees for pupils and students in the ongoing resumption of a new academic calendar of 2023-2024 has generated the usual criticism of Lagos State education governance. He said the realization that taxation is one of the core internally generated revenue for the government in order to meet its commitment with public demand is key to developmental strives in the provision of basic necessity to the citizens. Can you imagine? So, hey, now, wow, Lagos State government free education policy is still in operation from kindergarten to SS3. The tax payment is the duty of parents to pay. The LIRS, Lagos State Internal Revenue Service staff are attached to schools for easier payment of tax by parents. Parents that have paid their tax need not to pay another but provide their tax certificate for authentication and verification. This can be done instantly by staff of LIRS for necessary documentation as to avoid double taxation, he said. Ali Balogun said the receipt for tax payments are to be issued instantly to avoid collection of tax payments bundle from parents. Payment bundle from parents with the use of one surname for any pupil or students. This is unacceptable unless the pupils and students are from the same parents. The tax payment is an ongoing exercise and not a hindrance to deny pupils and students from registration enrollment into schools, he said. Can you imagine? This Lagos, very soon, everybody will leave that Lagos. Now, where are parents going to see money to pay? Businesses are shutting down, parents are losing their job, children are not going back to school. So where are they going to see money to pay? This is how bad it is. The question is, people need to look for alternative education. Okay? People need to look for alternative way of getting this education. There are online educations, home and abroad. There are other forms of education people can get, and then they use it to grow their life. Because the way things are going through formal education in Nigeria is now a menace, is now a nightmare that is difficult to comprehend. Okay? People should start looking for alternative means of education. That is what I think should happen. A very constructive way, a very creative way of getting education without necessarily going through the four walls of Nigerian schools, because Nigerian schools have become a menace to people, to children. It's quite unfortunate that this is happening to us. So there are a few comments here. Let me see what somebody is writing. People will definitely react. Actually, someone says, see government for the people. If it is palliative, it will be 500 naira per head. Okay, when it is taxed, it is 8,000 naira. Even the 500 naira, if we did see it, was it not someone that went to bag a Jebugari in Badagry to give us a fuel subsidy removal palliative? Now, for Nigeria, I tell you, this country, the more you look, the less you see. It's a very terrible place. So if I pay tax already as a trader in the market or the office where I work, when then will I pay Why then will I pay additional tax when education is meant to be free? This government is just irresponsible and trying to pile more burdens on the people. Multiple taxation everywhere. Yeah, but listen to what they said. They said if you have paid tax before, give your child your tax certificate to school, and then the Lagos State Internal Revenue Service will document it, and your child will not be taxed or you will not be taxed again to avoid double taxation. That's actually what they said. But the question is, why collecting that tax from school in the first place? Is school the best place to go and target people for tax? It's not. And somebody say if you have paid tax anywhere, you won't be required to pay again, but you just present your tax clearance certificate. Now it is either that you are so gullible or are illiterate to understand simple directive. If you have paid tax in your place of work or business, you don't have to pay again. Exactly, that's what they said. Just tell your parents to be paying school fees for their children. Hypocrisy everywhere. Exactly. Or you are the most hypocrite. Envy. Every state has the way he wants to develop his state. Let the people of Lagos complain before you outsiders start abusing them. Can you imagine? This one is talking. He has turned it now to tribal something. Now wow, a miracle system. Nino, you people never see anything yet. How can a blind lead a blind? Grace to Awolowo in his generation. So during Awolowo's time, people were not paying tax. People were paying tax, but they were not targeting school compound. It's only teachers and headmasters, people who are school staff, were paying their tax from source, from their salary. That's how it is done. But not targeting children, their parents, to come and pay tax through their children in school. Now, wow. The question is, the one that people have been paying, what are you even doing with it? What are you even doing with it? What are you doing with it? What are you doing with it? It's a very terrible situation. Someone say, which suffering? This is just the beginning. And if I hear pain again from you, you know the sweet now again. Wicked party, this APC. That's yes, if I hear pain again, then it look like say you could beat the person. You say in MPC, not the sweet again. That is Nigeria for you. Nigeria is gone. All these useless